Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the best mods of the week in Baldur's Gate 3's mod manager plus Nexus mods. Honestly, this is the best week I've ever seen in modding for this game. We have so many new things here to explore, and there's a lot of mods to break down, but I also released a mod this week with the Dark Urge Sword and Shield pack. We also got some pretty crazy stuff like the Voiceline Player, which lets you have any character say any one of their lines that's in the game. We also have mods like the Feat Maker, letting you create your own feats, and things like more camp idols for Karlach and Shadowheart. I didn't even realize this was a thing, but they have unique ones in the epilogue. We also have unique summons, which is so cool. It's what you're seeing right there. And there are 10 different appearances for them. We have a ton of different cosmetic mods and actually a great week for Drizzt fans. So there's actually a couple mods regarding him. And another amazing virtual photography map here, as you can see right here. It's an amazing week for Baldur's Gate 3. And I've been doing these videos for a long time now, and this is actually the first time where Nexus Mods has more mods than Mod.io. And just a quick little note about AI. So there's actually been a lot of mods that released this week that had obviously like AI images all over the place. And I always get a lot of complaints whenever I share mods with stuff like that. So I will be moving forwards only sharing mods that have like obviously AI used if there's something super unique. So I apologize if there is a mod that you like that I just don't have on this list here. I'm just trying to make as many people happy as possible just to avoid the complaints. Now that that's out of the way, I'm going to start off with the mod that I'm most familiar with. I spent a lot of time over the last couple of weeks working on the Dark Urge Sword and Shield pack here, which comes with 2 long swords, a great sword, and 2 different size of shields. Dirge actually edited this photo, but with this, they come with unique passives. Like the great sword has the Maddening Hunger there, which give you additional psychic damage on crits alongside temporary health to make up for not using a shield and having less armor class. And then the longsword version has a blood sacrifice there, and anytime you make an attack with advantage, you'll apply bleeding on the target. The Shield of Original Sin here, cheeky reference, has ability to apply disadvantage on target saving throws against fear-based spells, and you get a force damage attack if it's like a reaction if they come and attack you. The swords will also deal force damage. The reason I chose that, blood is red, force damage is red, and on top of that, there is a very unique counter to force damage in Act 3 that makes a whole lot of sense for this. And you can also pair this with my other mods here if you want to have cool effects on the shields, which I shared last week, the Fire, Frost, and Flora swords. So yeah, I also made this meme because I was going crazy, and Dirge does sleep with a portrait of Red Prince in his bed. Just a little fun fact for you. But with this, you got 2 different size shields here. So I did this because certain body types, obviously, it looks better with the larger shield. And here it is in action. So yeah, the sword there, the sword will glow depending on the area that you're in. Obviously, we're in a pretty dark location here, so the sword doesn't have that like glowing red to it that you can see in the images. I also made the long swords light so you can dual wield them, and they each come with their own unique special weapon attacks as well. So yeah, go download support, I really appreciate it. Next up, we got this blows my mind, Drakes by Wuffy, Summonable Drake Companions by Wuffy Cirele. I gotta say, they're pretty heckin' cute. So this gives you either chromatic rings or chromatic necklaces here, which gives you the summon chromatic drake. So there's chromatic or metallic. They come with 5 different versions each. With metallic, you got gold, silver, bronze, brass, and copper dragons here. And you go ahead with summoning them in. Unique appearances for each of these. This is mind-blowingly amazing. I love summons in games, and having custom ones like this is seriously so cool. And for chromatic, you got red, white, blue, green, and black dragons there. So you can have 4 of these pets out at any time. They have 120 hit points each. And with that, they also come with their own special attacks there. They got an Acid Breath, Multi-Attack, Frightful Presence, which will apply fear on the target. So yeah, this is seriously so cool. So yeah, not only are they unique models here, but they also have unique animations. So you got like that Fire Breath type attack there. You got the Multi-Attack, super amazing stuff. So yeah, this is definitely a must download mod. It is so interesting. And a cool thing about this mod too is you can actually remove the rings after summoning them in, and it keeps the drakes out. So yeah, this is seriously amazing. And no generative AI was used in the making of this mod. Drakes by Wuffy. Well, I'm at it. They also created Tabaxi by Wuffy mod here too. It's worth checking out. I'm trying to showcase the next one here, but you can't use the magic mirror when you're in a level map. But we have an amazing group of head packs and different ones here by Manuli Paroni. Now I've covered some of these in previous weeks, and this new Vampiric head one comes with a few different versions. I'm just going to showcase their pictures of it. I have it currently on my character here. So the Elia head here, this is what this one here looks like. And between the human half-elf and elf versions here, Eldia, the human half-elf and elf, Rena, Nessa, And here is Mercy. I like these heads a lot. They're great. Muriel and Sage. Honestly, these are some of the best looking head mods that are available on Mod.io, so definitely worth checking it out. This one here is a big bundle of different head packs, and they have versions with and without fangs, so you don't have to go full Vampiric. You can just choose a really nice looking head. They're also working on tieflings, as they're not any more texture editing practice. This is amazing though. I actually love these heads. Also, Nyxera head new. This is a version. There's one on Nexus here that I covered in weeks past. Another really great looking head mod. You've probably seen these in some of my videos here. I gotta say, I would recommend just checking out all of their different head mods, and I will be doing a video here soon of the best cosmetics here. So here's their Luna head preset, and yeah, it just looks great. This is one that I've actually been using a lot in my videos too. So Manuli Peroni, these head mods are great. Go check them out. Now, as mentioned, this is a great week for Drizzt fans. The Drizzt, Icingdeath, and Twinkle by Scurvy here. This actually adds in Drizzt Do'Urden's weapons, which he's actually referenced in the game. And Astarion actually makes a funny quip about him. He says, Drizzt, don't Urden. So yeah, this adds in the Icingdeath here. Whenever you attack with this weapon, you'll apply 2 turns of Encrusted with Frost on the targets. And same thing with this weapon here, they do slashing damage. And whenever you have both of these weapons equipped, you get to use the special Winter Assault attack. And you also get the Hoarfrost aura here, so all enemies within 6 meters range have a 1d4 penalty to charisma saving throws and receive an additional 1d4 of cold damage. And then the Winter Assault here, which lets you do this special attack. Super cool, the icy VFX there. So yeah, this is a must download for D&D fans. In addition to that, the Legend of Drizzt by Creative Excuses. This adds in a whole class themed around Drizzt, the light in the dark. Drizzt is an unlikely hero from unlikely people. His moral compass guides his way while his 2 scimitars and panther companion clear it. And it's cool because it comes with 2 different subclasses, the Path of the Lone Drow and the Grace of the Exile. This is actually a really cool class. You get the ability to parry, you get additional damage on dual wielding, you got the twin strikes when you make an attack with your offhand weapon, you get an extra offhand attack, and you can also summon in his panther. And as he levels up, you also will get additional benefits there for your panther. And this mod goes all the way up to level 20 here, and there's the full progression for the panther. As always, I'll have these linked in the comments description. And we got ourselves another awesome outfit here. This is the Naerys Phoenix by Naerys. Now, this is really sweet because it comes with a staff and a sword as well. So with this armor pack, you get the Risen Phoenix chest here, which comes with the armor. You also have the sword, which I'll show you guys right here. So that is what this looks like on the side. So beautiful looking weapons, awesome outfit. And it has a passive on it, the Ethereal Fire, which will create a radiant shockwave similar to the Luminous Armor. Really awesome passive. It also has a TMTS version as well if you prefer. And it fits the following body type, so great for those body type 3 and 4 enjoyers. There's another outfit for you here with some cool weaponry. Now this mod here by Forkirme is very cool, the Shadowdancer Prestige class. With this, you actually can play as whatever type of rogue you want. It also comes with the Shadowdancer's Edge weapon here, but with this mod, as long as you're at least 3 levels in the rogue with a passive stealth 16, deception 13, acrobatics 17, and performance 12, you'll then unlock the Shadowdancer Prestige class. So again, you can use any subclass, modded or base game, and get all these abilities like the Shadow Form, the Dance of the Shadows, which is a really cool attack. It allows you to attack targets in an area of effect, and it goes all the way up to level 20. I am also working on a rogue subclass mod, so this will actually work with that mod as well, which is really sweet. And you don't even need the script extender. It's really cool to see something like this. Like Forkirme is honestly a legendary modder for Baldur's Gate 3 due to all the stuff they're able to make. And I will be doing a future video talking a little bit more about this. So yeah, some really awesome stuff. You are no longer just a rogue, you are a Shadow Dancer. I'm a big Fire Emblem fan. It kind of reminds me of that, like your class just levels up, and yeah, it's available for all different subclasses. Now we got some really funny ones here. I like this. Githara. This turns Minthara into, you guessed it. Yeah, so I'm a big fan of mods like this that just change things around, let you experience Baldur's Gate 3 a little bit differently. So in all the cutscenes, she'll look like this. And honestly, Minthara's personality does fit a Gith pretty well, so it's great. This mod's made by Moon Moon Sick, and they also created Githheart here. So yeah, you guessed it. Makes her and Lae'zel's little rivalry a little bit funnier. And next up, we got the Vicious Mockery extended here by Gabe Kamameskro. This is really funny. So it turns Vicious Mockery into a 1d8. So I have to bring out Graggle Simpson here to do some attacks, but it's going to give you a laugh afterwards. So you do your Vicious Mockery, and then, yeah, Only downside, sometimes mods don't work as proper as they should in custom maps. But you can also use this mod in addition to Critical Mockery, which is another mod by Gabe Kamamescro, where you get a crit and you do a line from Vicious Mockery. I highly recommend that mod, it's hilarious. And finally, our last mod.io mod here is the Cosmic Arcanist. Now, with this class, you create star shards here to power up your abilities. You got different cantrips here that you can choose from, and they get strengthened by using this. It's a high risk, high reward class, and you can also choose if you want Wizard, Sorcerer, or both tags. You also have the aspect of the Arcana here, which allows you to use Quasar Burn and Magical Recovery, and you can burn yourself out while using this. As you continue to level up, you do get access to different spells, like things like the Scorching Ray and Magical Bindings. And with this, there's also 3 different subclasses with Calamity, Arcane Artillerist, and the Supernova. Honestly, some really cool passes. I'll likely have to do a full-on video on this just because there is so much going on in this mod. It's amazing to see. So that is the Cosmic Arcanist class here by Bedivere Badger. There's a lot of mods this week, but now we're moving on to Nexus mods. We got the Voiceline Player here by Moxifer3. This is so cool. This does require the mod configuration menu to be able to use, but what you're going to do is you get the Voiceline Player here. So you'd go in and open up the, I guess you guys can't see it here, but you'd open up the mod configuration menu and you can choose from a list of different dialogue. Like for example, I selected this one here and set to Shadowheart would say, "Nicely done, I hope you're intending to share." And you can see there, she's saying it at any time. You can do this wherever you want. All right, here we go. I actually got this pull up properly. My recording software is not agreeing with me well today. So what you do is you use the choose voice line here. So let's just select Shadowheart, for example. This mod manager menu will pop up and you have all of her dialogue in the game here. It's crazy. So yeah, you can go through, find the lines that you want. Shadowheart's got 5,864 for 118 pages. So those that love Shadowheart, you can go through and see everything that she says. So once you find a line that you want, you're going to select it there and you'll click on one of the icons here and then set a voice line to spell. You'll then open this menu up and select the spell and then they'll say it. Such a cool mod. So that is the Voiceline Player. Next up, we got the Feat Maker MCM by WTF Ben GT. So what's cool about this is you can modify feats within the mod configuration menu and create your very own one. So there's some instructions that I'd recommend reading through to get comfortable with this here. But as you go through, you can change it, add different things like a spell save DC bonus, damage bonus, you name it. There's actually, like, there is limitations within the Baldur's Gate 3 modding toolkit, but this actually does a pretty great job of letting you do pretty much everything that's possible when you're making mods. So you can give yourself a bunch of different abilities, different stat boosts, you name it. You can probably do it in this mod. So you can have it so that certain things apply on attack or on cast or when you're attacked, and it'll consume certain boosts or give yourself certain things. You can then also load in specific feats if you wanted to edit what they're currently doing. This is mind-blowing, like seriously amazing stuff. I do plan to do a future video breaking this one down because there's just a lot going on with it. It's so cool. Next, we got more camp idols for Karlach and Shadowheart here by Kobold Juno. Now, this is something funny. Shadowheart will play with flowers here and Karlach will do some cool fiery magic. I didn't recognize it. So they'll actually do this when you're just chilling at camp. Yeah, Karlach literally does a one-handed push-up in the epilogue camp. I didn't realize these were idols. She'll also hug Clive. I don't own much gaming merch at all, but I do have a little Clive and Karlach Funko Pop here, so Karlach will also do this cool party trick, and she'll also talk with Clive. It's a long talk. And then here's Shadowheart. I'm going to have this mod installed for the future, so you guys will see this in future videos as well. She'll also admire the Night Orchid here and go off stargazing. This is really cool. I spend hundreds of hours in Baldur's Gate 3 camp, so now seeing them do different things is amazing. Next up, we got Guardian of Faith fixes, also by Kobold Juno here. This is so cool because I bet you guys didn't know this, but the Guardian of Faith is broken. Previously, it would not display your deity on the shield here. Now you got an evil version, a neutral version, and the good version, which has always been in the game, and it will show your deity on the shield. This is like honestly such a cool mod. Guardian of Faith is an underrated spell, and it's sweet to see these changes. This mod will also include any of the cut ones like Bane, Bhaal, Merkel, and Shar. So yeah, if you use the item and spell fixes bug, you can use that. This mod here by Ridiac is going to, in the next update, have that implemented in there. And that mod has 2,400 updates. So this is really cool though. Oh, love seeing things like this. It's actually interesting how many things in the base game are not actually properly working due to a scripting error. There's actually like 2,400 in that mod there. here. So this is really sweet to see. Now, next up is more so a very useful tool, the VT Audit by Volatio. And this is actually a sweet mod because virtual textures, if you know what they are, you've probably been burned by them. This mod was also commissioned by DD Whale here. Really cool stuff though, because I don't use any VTs in my mods, but they're really easy to include, like almost too easy when you're making like different like equipment and outfits and things like that. And Baldur's Gate 3 can only load in around 48 of these at any given moment because the base game itself has a lot of virtual textures as well. So Script Extender can be used to register multiple of these, but many mods do not do that. This is a tool that'll let you go through and check your entire mod load order here. It'll review through, tell you which ones have virtual textures loaded in so that you can save out if your textures are just not appearing properly. Really cool seeing different graphical user interface mods like this be made just to help out in general. So useful. And next up, we got the Paragon Class by CatDude55. This is a massive one. It's going to be a mod that I'll have to include in a future video because there is so much in this. This is something they put like hundreds of hours into, and it's got, I'll just go through some of the progressions here. It's based in the homebrew by King Starman, and it's like a support class that gets in the front line here and does a lot of different things based on like buffing up your team and helping out. So here's the progressions at level 1. You also get a bunch of different melee attacks here. You get the extra attack. You use willpower die to fuel your abilities for those that help others, and for those that come after, you got so many different abilities going all the way up to level 20 here. So you guys can pause it if you want to check this out in further detail, but I will have to do a future video on this. And there are multiple subclasses here. We got the Lionheart, Nighthawk, Prodigy, Regent, and Spellblade Sword Saint. Not to be confused with Ishin, the Sword Saint from Sekiro here, but this is really cool, and they will be working on future updates, and they're planning on have a total of 16 subclasses, with 10 of these being released by the end of 2026. This is a massive mod, and definitely one to keep your eyes on. So that is the Paragon here by CatDude55. Now, Mazel23 just released a really cool mod, the Group Climbing Fix. Have you ever tried climbing up something in Baldur's Gate 3 and realized how frustrating it is? This will fix it. So instead of taking 2 to 5 business days for everyone to climb down, you'll see they'll all start climbing down together. Such a huge quality of life. I love seeing things that weren't possible by Larian get done. I know I've said it before, but I'd highly recommend checking out Mazel23's mods because they have some pretty cool stuff like the frickin' free cam here, Easy Manipulator, which lets you move objects around. I also like their Pathfinder mod, which lets you actually, a rangefinder. It shows you the range of your spells plus your movement and mobility, which lets you further plan out kind of, again, I'm referencing Fire Emblem, it reminds me of that. Tab's Journal, like they just have so many really interesting mods. Next is the Blank Cropped Tee Resized here by Digital Ghost Collector. This builds off of Renanigans here, blank crop top t-shirt, which lets you put whatever you want on a crop top. But this mod here has it resized for all the different body type mods. So depending on if you use like different ones, or if you can see the options here for like larger body sizes, you name it, it'll allow you to swap this around. I think that this is really cool and just allows more players to have different outfits for the characters. Now you may notice I use the Acheron clothing mod often, and we actually have another great mod here by Onyx with the Arcadia clothing and light armor. So you can see the different versions here on Minsk and on Shadowheart. Another incredible looking outfit that actually feels like it belongs within Baldur's Gate 3, and it fits all the different body types. If you told me that these were outfits that was made by Larian, I'd believe you because it's literally that high quality. So like their other mod, you do get this book here that comes with the clothing versions, the light armor versions, camp versions, and TMTS resizes. It also does have, you can pause if you want to read the different passives on here. Comes with dyes as well. It comes with boots, and you can see that equipped on Minsk there and Shadowheart. There's also a pendant here. I'll just go through some of their images to showcase this. Seriously, what an incredible mod here. I love seeing all these different outfits, and you can have a nice dye on it as well. And if you use dye mods like the Faerun colors here, you can use all of that there to give it some very cool and unique appearances. So yeah, go check that one out. Next we got Fashion in the Streets Dishonored 2 outfits by Yonhee. Love the Dishonored games, and these outfits look amazing. So here's one of them here. It comes with 26 different outfits in total. The shield there is hiding in case any glitches occur, so there we go with that. And there's also the civilian outfit, as you can see here. And then they also have ones for body types 1 or body type 2 as well. So you got lots of customization here. And here's just an example of some shots. Next up, we got the Flowing Clouds here by Crimsonia 3D Art. This looks super cool. You probably noticed Gail is wearing it here, and you can dye this as well. It's got long flowing sleeves like any wizard should have, and here it is in all of its glory. It's got full-on physics to it as well. So yeah, this is honestly such a cool mod, and I think it fits perfectly with Gail. You can see his tattoo, and yeah, some cool shots with it. And next we got the Moulin Rouge set here, 2 set for body types 1, 2, 3 by Arafel 194. That's the outfit that you saw my character wearing at the start of this video. Great physics on it as well. It also has a cape here, so if you're a fan of Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z, you can throw that on. Honestly, the closest thing that I've seen to Piccolo's cape here, but in addition to that, there's a showgirl version with less leg sleeves, and the sateen here, which is another version of this. There's also different types of heels, different types of accessories, and you have different sleeves here. Like I just equipped the red sleeves on the character. So lots of customization. Moulin Rouge by Arafel 194. Next up, we got the Netherlords Finery here by One Eye Askew. Both of these are camp outfits, and you can see the one on Gale there and the one on my character. I just dyed it. You can kind of dye it a little bit, so it does have dye support there. And yeah, here's another look. There's also a headpiece alongside it. Now next up is the combat bodysuit, the first descendant Ines here. So another bodysuit mod. I've covered all the ones previously, so I figured I may as well cover this one here, and I'll just go over their images here to showcase that. I really like these. You do have to have a requirement of download their bodysuit core mod to be able to use this, but this is a mod made by Evil Recluse. Next up, we got the refit patch for modular equipment by Digital Ghost Collector. Similar to the other outfit, this will resize a lot of different pieces of equipment, modular for body types 2, 3, and 4. There are a lot of them. Here's a full list of it. So yeah, you just drag and drop this in, and it is a follow-up to the modular equipment mod here by Westland. So if you're using this mod and you want to have these on other body types, really cool to see the modding community come together and do stuff like this. Now we got some poses mods I'll go over here. Like Canicorn, solo poses enchanted. So I'll just go through their shots here because they always do an amazing job showcasing these things. Love the virtual photography scene in Baldur's Gate 3. It's really cool stuff here, and you can use this with any character. So yeah, go crazy with it. I also encourage you to take pictures and share it with the mod creators because you can do that on Nexus mods, and yeah, it's such a cool mod. We also got the Mystical Flourish here by Mad Mickey 10. This adds in some mystical versions of poses here, so you can again take some really cool shots with these. And yeah, they got some fun ones here, so I'll just go through some of the images that they've shared. You get an idea of what this is all about. Great for spellcasters and definitely worth checking out. Tina Balducci also released the Ball Holder magazine poses here, so this is like you'd expect to see on a magazine. Really cool poses here, and I'll just go through some of their shots. The Ball Holder magazine. I'll also quickly mention that my mod is available on Nexus too if you prefer downloading it there or adding it to your collections. And finally, my favorite mod from this week, Baldur City, a custom map for VP by unqiue. I love these mods, and that is the area that you guys saw in this entire video here. Now, I am working on something to help out with different types of mod like these. I did do a video where you can actually get combat encounters going in these and use them to kind of give yourself like a just an endless playing version of it, or tower defense, whatever you want to call it. But this is Baldur City. It's a more modern appearance for Baldur's Gate. I would recommend checking out all of unqiue's mods. It's typically where I've been showcasing all of these mod videos recently, just because there's some truly unique new appearances here for the game, and I think it's really cool. So again, this is more of a modern appearance for Baldur's Gate, but also keeping it feeling like it is actually from the game. There's different buildings that you can go inside here, so you got lots of customization when it comes to taking pictures. Some really cool stuff. So yeah, that has been the best mods of the week in Baldur's Gate 3's mod manager plus Nexus mods. I know there's a lot of Nexus mods this week. There's just so many cool things getting released. This is actually my longest video that I've done for best mods of the week, just because there's so much stuff being released and a lot of it is just so cool. I gotta talk about it. So yeah, go check out all these mods. I'll have them linked in the description. Subscribe if you found this video fun or useful, and I hope you guys all have an incredible day.